I knew it was going to be cold, but I didn't expect it to be minus 7 degrees. Howick Bathing House has been on my list of locations to shoot for some time after seeing some great images online. It's situated on the east coast of Northumberland, in Howick, just south of Craster. I took extra care driving to the location as the roads were glistening, and on many of the roads mine was the first car to travel down that day. I was a bit dubious about the sat-nav directions as I wanted me to travel to what looked like a farm and park there. When I arrived at the destination, I stopped before getting to the farm as I didn't really feel comfortable driving right in. There was one other car parked where I stopped and there was a person in the driver's seat. I wandered over and asked if he knew where the best way to get down, and he said he was also going down and he would show me. And one of the people who often photographed this location is called Callum Gladstone, and I wondered if this could be him. Sure enough, when I asked his name, he confirmed it was. I told him I had a feeling it was going to be him and that I'd seen a few of his images online. It was great knowing that I was in safe hands and with someone who knew the area well. Callum mentioned that he was not sure if he was going to head down before I approached him, due to how rough the sea was and how the light just didn't seem right that day. The sea was ferocious and the tide was almost at its highest point when the huge waves kept crashing over the rocks. We were both very cautious about how far down the rocks we went and watched each spot for a period of time before venturing down. Callum was right about the light, as a bank of cloud covered the horizon, blocking the high cloud from catching the sun. I was shooting the bathing house, hoping to catch something but feeling uninspired with each shot. I felt as though I was just shooting for shooting's sake. As time went on, the light improved, but there was still nothing that inspired me. I moved a little bit closer to the water, but quickly regretted it as a wave came crashing over me. Luckily my camera was fine, but I was soaked from behind. The icy water filled my hood and emptied over the top of my head. I felt that we were too far back to get the shot I had in my head, but didn't want to move forward, as even though I was sure Callum was very proficient with Photoshop, I didn't want to cause him the aggro of having to remove me from all of his shots. With the light not improving, Callum decided it was time for him to go. At first I was going to leave with him, but I felt I had unfinished business and wanted to get close to the bathing house. As Callum left, I moved closer and observed the area. I was watching how high the waves came, and if there was any way I could get the drama without endangering myself. I moved to a part where the waves were reaching but should only cover my feet. I knew a freak wave could hit, but it seemed safe enough. I saw an unusual pattern in the rock, almost fossil-like, and decided it would make a good composition. I noticed once or twice that the wave reached it, but not of any force to sweep me away. I set up and waited, hoping for the wave to come up. By this point my hands were freezing. I had to take my gloves off as they'd gotten wet when the wave previously hit me. My hands were so cold that they were stinging, and I was just about to quit when it happened. A wave came up and covered the rock. I took a few shots and hoped that I'd caught the wave just at the right time. It was difficult to take the shots as I couldn't actually feel my fingers press a shutter. At this point I wasn't even sure that I'd taken a shot at all. I noticed that as the wave hit the rock, it had splashed my camera, so I quickly wiped it and decided it was time to leave. As I struggled to put my tripod away, I noticed the seawater had turned to ice on it as I was using it. By this point I was absolutely freezing and just wanted to get back to the car. Getting down to the rocks was easy, but getting back up the path was a struggle. I slipped several times on the way up the grassy bank, but eventually made it to the path. I felt I'd possibly left it a little bit too long before leaving, and loathed every single step towards the car. I kept my hands in my pockets, but they offered no resolve to the stinging I could feel right through them. It turned out that the sea claimed another victim after all. My camera had completely locked up and I couldn't change any settings. I eventually checked my SD card to see if I actually liked any of the images that I'd taken. I generally check my images from last to first, as often I find the later ones are the best. And there it was, the last shot my camera had taken. It had captured the wave that had caused its demise. This was the image from that day. This was the one worth sharing. I hope you like it.